everything changes.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. It's Sunday, May 3rd, 2020, and this video is going to be somewhat of a rant video and a basically relief to my mental health video. So there was a post in my group today about USPS and their pickups. This topic comes up quite often before the health crisis. Now it'll come up for the foreseeable future. And basically, it's people that schedule pickups on the USPS website. If you don't know, when you pay for USPS prepaid packaging and you have all your packages, you print your labels out, you can schedule a pickup. It's part of the service that they offer. In fact, it's on the website. Those of you that use UPS and FedEx, you know that you have to pay for them to come pick it up. It's part of your USPS service. And even before this health crisis, there seemed to be a trend where USPS had a real problem picking up packages. In fact, I experienced it quite often. So we would schedule pickups for like now until Kingdom Come, and they would just never show up and pick up our packages. So what I had to do in order to prevent any kind of late shipments was that I had to put a time cutoff. So our post office branch closes at 5. If they weren't here by 4:30, I knew that I had to get in the car and drive it up there so that I wasn't late, because it is my responsibility at the end of the day, no matter what happens around me, to get the packages done. And I totally get that, and I take that responsibility. I give the post office the chance to do their job, and then I take care of it beyond that. In fact, I missed a 5 o'clock once on accident. I wasn't paying attention, and I drove it to my airport, which is like 45 minutes in terrible Tampa traffic. Any of you that live around here know what I'm talking about, at 5 o'clock. And that airport doesn't close until like 7:30 or 8 for the USPS inside the airport. I drove the packages down there. It was like 10 packages. I didn't want 10 late shipments because I have one-day handling. So that is my position on that. Now, here's the problem that I have. There are a lot of people, even before the health crisis, who took the position of the post office is overworked, they don't have enough hours, they don't have enough drivers, all these different reasons, and some of them excuses. And now, during the health crisis, to say, well, they definitely, you have to cut them a break. It's not, get off your butt and lazy butt and drive your packages to the post office yourself. Okay. I totally understand that a driver may be overworked. They may have too many pickups, not enough time, not enough drivers in a certain region or location. And honestly, I don't blame the drivers. There are some lazy drivers that just refuse to do it. In fact, I got one of my drivers fired because he basically said, I'm not stopping and picking up your packages. The other drivers that I've had, we've had like 10 here, would say, I didn't know you had to pick up. No one notified me. They didn't give me the notice. I don't blame those people at all. If they didn't know or they weren't notified, if they're not being lazy, then fine, that's not their problem. We're going to talk about what the problem is in a second. There were lazy drivers that just do not deserve to have a job at the post office. They need to do something else, fine. But the problem comes in here. The post office offers a service. It's on their website. It's on their company policies. They offer a service. And if they have too many packages to pick up and deliver, they don't have enough drivers, there's a health crisis, a meteor falls from the sky and crashes into the road and blocks the roads, none of that is my problem. This is not my business. I'm not in the business of shipping packages. If I wanted to be, I would have opened a package shipping business. I would have opened USP or Fed Off or whatever I wanted to open, okay? They are the package shippers. They offer a service that we pay for when we purchase shipping. They need to fulfill those duties and those services. It is not my problem. Do I have sympathy? Sure, I have empathy, sympathy, both, I suppose, especially now during, trying and troubling times. I get it. It's harder. They don't want to be around people. They want you to leave packages on the doorstep. There's a ton of things going on. We all understand that. But at the end of the day, it is not my problem. I make it my problem by driving up there and handling it myself. They make it my problem by forcing me to have to drive my packages when I'm paying for a service. If UPS charged me $5, I think it's $5 or $6 a day for a pickup, and I paid it, and they said, well, our driver was a little busy today, we're not going to be able to pick up your packages. Well, yeah, of course I want my $5 or $6 back, but that's not the point. I don't give a crap about the $5 or $6, or I wouldn't have paid it for the pickup, right? I would have simply said, hey, I'll drive it myself. Take the service off your website. But when I pay you and I expect a service, I'm expecting a service. I don't care about the $5 or $6. What I care about are the 20 packages sitting at my door that you didn't pick up and take to the post office or to the UPS hub that cost me 10 or 20 late shipments or 30 late shipments or whatever it may have been that day. That's my problem, okay? It's not about being entitled. It's not about being, whatever all these people in the group said. It's about paying for a service that I expect to be completed. If you can no longer complete the service, if an act of God has prevented you, if a health crisis is stopping you, if your drivers are overworked or you're understaffed, you do not provide a service that you cannot complete. You do not charge customers for a service you cannot complete. You remove the service from your website. You remove the service from operation. When a restaurant runs out of steak, they don't let you come in and pay for the steak and then come out later and say, sorry, we can't provide you steak. What would you like to do? No, they come out to you when you order your food and say, you sit down, you say, I'd like to order the steak dinner. And they say, we're out of steak. And you say, oh, okay, well, I'll go somewhere else, right? And so that's a lot of other people's answers. They're going to say, well, go somewhere else. Use UPS, use FedEx. You're absolutely right. I will be happy to go somewhere else. As soon as USPS tells me they're no longer going to offer the service, they're currently offering the service. When you tell me it's not available, I'll go somewhere else. But if you're telling me you can do it, but then I pay for it and I get my shipping and I bring my packages to have them picked up and then you don't complete the service, well, now what am I supposed to do, right? That is my problem. They cannot, drop this on us. It's not our fault. We pay to support the USPS. It is our money. They seem to forget that grandma buying a roll of stamps that's going to last her for the next 8 years is not paying for the USPS. Yes, I know they lose money and they're a complete financial failure. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But us sellers that package up 5, 6, 7 packages a day at $6, $7 and spend $50 a day, 6 days a week, $300, $1,200 a month, $15,000 a year. That's what supports the post office. There's a reason Amazon gets packages for $2 and $3 a piece, because they spend $1 billion a year or probably more with the post office. That's why USPS is supported and still in business. Without us, without Amazon, without all these people, and Amazon is another video for another day. Without all of us, forget about grandma's stamps and Bank of America's free promotional 30-cent bulk mailers. That is not what supports the post office. What very little, barely supports the post office is people like us. People that spend 30, 40, I spent $20,000 or $30,000 last year on shipping alone. Drive Time with Dave spent like 300 grand on shipping or 400 grand on shipping through the post office and UPS. It's bonkers. You're going to tell me you're going to have USPS call Dave with 100 packages a day and be like, hey, we're going to need you to go ahead and load those up in your car, your Benz, and drive them on down to the post office every day. He's going to be like, excuse me? Go ahead and put me on the phone with the guy in charge of the entire post office. Now, I don't want your postmaster. I want the guy that tells you to do your job, because those guys care. These local postmasters, post office people, half the time they don't care. They don't even know the rules. So anyways, my rant for the day is stop blaming sellers and calling us entitled because we expect to receive a service for which we pay. If they can't complete the service, they can remove the service from the website. Done. Some people say, well, that's easier said than done. No, it's not. The other day, I was at Kobe Steakhouse, and I pulled into the parking lot to park and order to-go takeout food. And within 5 minutes of pulling into the parking lot, I couldn't order food anymore because they were overworked. They had too many orders, and they removed the pickup order button off of the website. I could no longer order food because they didn't have enough time to fill the orders for like 2 or 3 hours, and they were going to be closed. That quickly, Kobe Steakhouse was able to go on their website at a corporate level, remove the pickup order screen from my local location. I could still order from the other locations, and make it not available. So for the post office to say they can't temporarily put a message up or remove it from the website that says, sorry, currently at this time, we're unable to accept pickups. You're more than happy to accept them if you bring them into our branch. They can absolutely do that, and that's what they should do. If they're unable to complete the service, there are alternatives. Telling a customer they should go somewhere else when you're still openly offering the service is wrong, and that's not okay. They need to take it down, or they need to figure out how to fix the system so they can deliver and make it on time. These drivers are paid really well, $20, $25, $30 an hour for some of them. And if they don't want to do the job and it is on them, then they can get in the unemployment line behind 10.3 million other people. If it's not their fault and it's the branch of the USPS, then they need to make it easier on those drivers, or hire more drivers, or do whatever they have to do to finish the service, or like I said, suspend the service. So that's my rant for the day. Hopefully you guys don't go nuts in the comments section. But if you do, if you have an opinion or a thought, please put it there. All of you that are USPS drivers, I thank you. I have sympathy. I have empathy. I completely am on your side, and I don't blame you guys. I blame way higher levels of government, of privatized, of the people that run the post office, of everyone 10 levels higher than all of us. I blame them. I don't blame you. But there are some drivers that are to blame. We all know those people. But in general, it's not the driver's fault. It's the process, the procedures, the rules, all that good stuff. So anyways, have a wonderful afternoon, guys. I have another fantastic video. It'll be out later tonight. So 2 videos today. Thank you for watching. As always, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed and turn on your notifications. Some of you got unsubscribed without even clicking it. So double check that you're subscribed. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.